getting the Blade movies. And most people don't know it because it didn't have the Marvel title crawl at the beginning of the movie. The multiple comic flip. Blade never had that. So a lot of people didn't know that Blade was a Marvel character.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So
the first two at least are great. I love the first Blade was, I thought, one of the better Marvel movies that they put out at that time when it came out. It was probably hands down the best superhero movie of its time when it was released. And then the second one, I think, with Del Toro was even better than that.
Well, everything Del Toro touches turns to gold.
Yeah, I'm actually going to buy Mama at some point this weekend and watch it. It just came out.
I've got Pan's Labyrinth somewhere. I loved Pan's Labyrinth. And speaking of Del Toro, let's get off of Marvel. Let's get off of DC. Let's talk about Hellboy.
Excellent.
I mean, both excellent. Yeah, you're right. I mean, and you think with Del Toro, it was very little special effects as far as CGI.
Right. It's a lot of practical stuff, puppets and makeup, and everything's real. He interacts with the world. It's like you can tell he's like interacting with his world. It's like sets, and it's not green screen. A lot of it. A lot of it's like soundstage stuff with practical stuff.
And I think Ron Perlman as Hellboy was just the perfect casting, and he's kind of like, Ron Perlman is Guillermo del Toro's person. Everybody has that. Every director has that actor. Tim Burton has Johnny Depp. Oh, yeah. Tarantino has Samuel L. Jackson and Christoph Waltz. Every director has somebody that they will go to when they want to make want their movie to be good. And Ron Perlman is Del Toro's. And he was perfect and he's no stranger to makeup, because if you remember in the 1980s, he was in that TV show Beauty and the Beast. Mm-hmm. And
before that, he was in the movie Quest for Fire, where he was really the only character that didn't wear any makeup.
Exactly. And he had worked with Del Toro on Blade 2. He was one of the Reavers in Blade 2. So then he gets to Hellboy. And I think everybody who was cast in Hellboy was perfect. I mean, John Hurt was perfect. Selma Blair was perfect. Doug Jones was perfect. So the first one was great, and it laid the groundwork for the second one, which was, I think, on a more grander scale. But still fantastic. That and bringing in Seth MacFarlane, golden.
If you watch the troll market scene of Hellboy 2, there are supposedly two shuggoths from At the Mountains of Madness that he was supposed to make that movie.
Yes.
And then they scrapped it. They didn't do it. They shelved it. And he supposedly snuck two of the creatures from that movie into the troll market scene of Hellboy 2. And if you look really close, I'm pretty sure I know where they're at. There's a shot, and these tentacled weird things go walking by in the background, and it's really cool.
But that's the thing with Del Toro is he likes to use a prosthetic makeup. He wants the world to be real, and you don't see that with everybody now. They're like, oh, we want to do CGI, we want to do CG, we want to bring this in green screen. But Del Toro really, like you said, he does it perfectly with what he's given. And even his Spanish language films are fantastic.
Oh yeah. Devil's Backbone is awesome. If you haven't seen that, watch that. That's a really good one. It's a creepy ghost story, like set in an orphanage, and it's just really weird.
And like I said earlier, Pan's Labyrinth. Think Alice in Wonderland, but really freaky, creepy.
Right. Yeah.
But that was just a beautiful, beautiful film, and nominated for an Academy Award, just like we hope Panel to Panel will be.
I love Pan's Labyrinth. I never knew that I didn't know he did it.
Isn't that a great film, though? I mean, just look at it. It's not a comic book film, although you could see that as a mini-series comic book. Mm-hmm. Pan's Labyrinth, I think.
And I loved Hellboy.
Crazy.
Tell us your love of Hellboy, Jules.
I loved Hellboy. It's funny, though, because I can't remember if I've seen the second one, but I, loved the first one so much. It was like, I don't feel like I needed to see it, but now I want to see it if I didn't.
And when you really talk about Hellboy is a comic that's been going on for so long. And I mean, right now, what you got Abe Sapien out. You still have the BPRD Go to Hell.
BPRD, that too.
I mean, just so many different things set in the Hellboy universe, and it's really, I think, one of those comics that people know about, but they don't pick up.
Yeah.
Regularly.
Oh yeah, my favorite old Hellboy story is the Iron Shoes. There's a little. I don't know if do you remember that story?
I remember that story.
The little elf guy with the iron shoes that he's got. I love those little short stories where he's dealing with like fairies and goblins and stuff. Those are my favorites.
Well, I even love the animated movies that they came out with after the first movie. I think there was like Blood and Stone or something like that, and it had like Lobster Johnson. I think Lobster Johnson was in one.
Could be. I don't remember the one I remember is the one with Hecate and the vampire.
Yeah,
it's also a story in the comics, and I don't remember what the other one. The other one had to do with the samurai sword that he got. He went to another dimension.
There was Blood and Iron and Sword of Storms.
Right. Yeah, the Sword of Storms and I think the Blood and Iron one's the one I remember most. I don't remember seeing Lobster Johnson.
I love my kitty. I love my kitty. I love my kitty, kitty, kitty. Okay, go away, kitty.
Oh, hi, doggy. That's staying in, by the way.
If my dog was here and saw that cat on the screen, she'd probably go, she hates cats. I don't know. She's the most lovable dog in the world, but she has had a problem with cats forever. Ever since we got her from the pound, they told us she loved cats. So the first time we had her around a cat, she jumped on the cat and held it down with her feet. And wouldn't leave it alone. Yeah, loves cats. I think they were just saying anything just to adopt her out.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's been getting late. We're all kind of getting wonky here. We have talked about so many movies. We've talked about so many actors, so many books. And we hope that we have imparted upon you some of this fine knowledge. Hopefully you have laughed, you've cried, you've hurled, whatever it is that you want to do. And next week...
Hurling as everything else.
I want to do a shout-out real quick to a book. This is an indie book. I have it digitally, so I don't have it physically, but I'll show you some shots of it. This is an indie book. It's a self-published title. It's called Ethan Stone P.I. Now, I'm going to put a link to this book in the comment section. So down there, follow my fingers down there, there's going to be a link. Think, if you like John Constantine, okay? If you like John Constantine, you like the Hellblazer books, think of John Constantine, but more of a jerk. And I'm talking jerk. This book it's like a noir type story. It's about a private eye named Ethan Stone. His partner is a Catholic priest, and they fight supernatural demons. And the way that he's touted is he's also kind of like MacGyver. He can make stuff out of anything. The book is drawn by Ben Shaw, written by Mike Lunsford. Really fantastic book. Like I said, I'm going to put the link down there. Check it out. The first issue is out digitally. They have it on Amazon. They have it on their site, so you can get it. The second issue is almost done, so the second issue will be out. They're going to be at Philly Comic Con and Baltimore Comic Con this year. So if you're at either of those events, you see Ethan Stone, tell them the panel crew sent you. Maybe they'll give you a cookie. So Ben, Mike, listen up. You guys got to bring cookies to the Comic Con because we told them that you are going to give them a cookie if they say we sent you to them. So bring cookies.
And they should also have sage advice to give to everyone that stops by. Some sort of old wisdom, a bit of old-timey wisdom they could pass along.
But I give this book the Alan Moore beard of approval because it really is good. The artwork is spectacular, and the artwork should be right here so you can see it. The demons look fantastic, and I know something. These guys have been asking for cosplayers. They want cosplayers to play people in their book. So maybe if you come as a character from Ethan Stone, you'll get 2 cookies. Think about it. 2 cookies. So I just wanted to give a shout out to those guys. They're really good guys, and it's not just because I went to high school with them, even though I did. But we all know how hard it is for people to get their self-titled books out there, especially in the the way the comic book industry is right now. Everybody's got a book, and people are just looking for an avenue. So today we want to give Ethan Stone a shout out, and we want to tell you next week is our free comic book day extravaganza. We are all going to be at our local shops. I will be at Richmond Comics.
Top Cut, Loves Park, Illinois.
Phantom of the Attic, Pittsburgh, PA.
We are going to be there. Stop by and see us. We all know Free Comic Book Day. A lot of books are coming out. I'm looking forward to the Sonic and Mega Man flip book for the Worlds Collide series. You're getting Infinity from Marvel. There's going to be Simpsons comics, and Aspen Comics has some books coming out. So Free Comic Book Day, next Saturday, May the
4th. And it's also Star Wars Day.
It is Star Wars Day. So why don't you come down to the shops, dress as a Stormtrooper, dress as Yoda. Slave Leias are recommended. And come on down and see one of us. We'll be there. We'll be shooting some film. And then we're going to bring that all to you live right here next week on Panel to Panel. Every Monday at 8 p.m. When the film is when we post. So from all of us here, I'm Spin Dash.
Space Cheap.
Jules.
And we are saying to you,
help control the pet population. Have your pets spayed or neutered.
yeah, let's go with that one.